Hello, hello, hi, folks. Welcome. Happy Wednesday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, and I help folks create a side income using social media. What's happening? Today was one of those interesting days. Um, Jim Rohn used to say if you have a challenging day or you face something of a challenge, instead of going, "Rrr," you say, it's interesting. That is interesting. So today was definitely an interesting day. I want to kind of share with you a little bit about what happened today and then what lesson it reminded me of. I wish I could say I learned it for the first time, but this was a reminder. So today, I didn't have phone all day. I mean, I had my phone, but it was turned off. And so last night when I posted what I post at the end of the night, normally I actually turn my phone off and I don't even turn it on in the morning until I do my prayer and I do all my stuff in the morning, and then I turn my phone on and get on the phone. But last night when I posted my stuff, I noticed my phone just kind of did this weird thing and just shut off. Like, all right, that's cool. I mean, I guess it did it by itself. So the next day, which is today, I'm like, okay, well, kind of the phone, turn it on. It's not turning on. Plug it in, not turning on. It shows that it's getting charged, but it's not turning on, right? So no on, and I had a doctor's appointment as well. So I run to a Verizon store, and the guy says, "Oh, no problem. You got to do this and this at the same time. No, no problem." I said, "Well, I did that too, but hey, if you're gonna embarrass me, go ahead. I would take that embarrassment." So he tries. No go. And he says, "You know what? This is the first time I've seen it. I can't do it." I'm like, "All right." So I go to the back. I have to go back to my place, and I got to run an errand, and then I got to pick up the address to my doctor's appointment. It's a new place I'm going to, um, physical therapy, and so I go there. I do my physical therapy, and then I got to go to the Genius Bar, right? The Apple store. So I go to the Apple store. It was amazing. There was no line. I know that was crazy. There was no line. I waited like, I don't know, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and somebody comes up and tried to help me, and they're like, "Yeah, we got to get a technician involved, right?" So they get a technician involved. I promise you, there's a beautiful ending to this story. I'm going to share with you why I'm sharing this story with you, and there's a huge takeaway from this. Um, so I go, all right. Um, and I had chosen to be very patient today, right? I had in the morning, I right off the bat, I had chosen to be very patient. So, um, sit there, and the guy says, "You know what? Oh, this is looking good." And then he goes, "Oh, error, blah blah blah," and Sumir, namaste. How are you, my man? So the guy goes, "You know what?" He looks it up and he goes, "Oh, you know what? Sums up with your storage. So we gotta like give it a hard reboot to your phone, and whatever you have on your iCloud the last time you have backed it up, then that's all you're gonna get. Anything beyond that is gonna be deleted." Well, the last time I backed up my iPhone was January 25th. In fact, last night I was trying to back it up that the phone died. So I said, "What do you want me to tell you? Go for it. So click, and there goes the reboot and deletes a bunch of stuff on my phone, right? Bunch of stuff. Now, my phone is still downloading from the iCloud, which means I'm not fully functional on my phone, but I was able to get on social media and just check my, stuff. And I haven't posted a single thing because it was, I mean, I was, no. We'll post it tomorrow. But yeah, so the phone went kind of nuts. Aaron, hey, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. I see you on Instagram. So now, why do I tell you this story, right? Because it took me forever. It took me forever. Basically, shut off my whole day. I had to deal with some other stuff, and it was just kind of really just like interesting, right? So why do I share that with you? Yes, that's why you didn't get any notifications because I my phone I didn't have a phone all day. And so why do I tell you that? Now the reason why I tell you that is not the phone story. The phone story is just a backup. Backup. The whole point of this story is backup. See, I didn't have a backup when my phone went down. When you don't have a backup, things could kind of turn gray, right? If I had a backup, for example, if I knew what the situation was, if I was kind of more prepared, if I knew it was a storage problem, and then because my lives and my skits and stuff, they get saved on my phone, so I'm not gonna save them anymore, right? I'm not gonna save at least my lives. So you get these, and I didn't have a backup. If I had a backup, would mean that I would have backed up all my data up to date, and there would be no frustration of any kind that I lost information or I lost people's information. By the way, maybe a good idea to send me a chat or a text or what have you so that I do have your cell phone. Um, some have got deleted, so what can you do? But with that being said, there was a time that I've shared this story before, a long time ago, but there was a time that I lost everything. Like I lost my house, I lost a bunch of stuff, and I didn't have a plan B either. Lost my job, I lost my business, my savings, my 401k, and I didn't have a plan B. I didn't. I really did not have a plan B. And I was stuck in a situation where I didn't know what to do. I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Right? How many times have you been stuck in a situation, or have you caught yourself in a situation where you feel like you didn't have a backup plan? And you told yourself, hey, I should probably have a backup plan. Today, when this thing with my phone happened, I kept thinking to myself, I should somehow have a backup plan. I should not be, especially because I'm on social media all day, I should have a backup plan because that's how I do my business. That's how I connect with everybody. It's how much we rely on these things. We rely on them so much that we don't even think about having a backup plan because we don't feel like it's ever going to go out, it's ever going to disappoint us, we're never going to get fired, we're never going to lose our jobs because we're so set right, into it that we don't even think about a backup plan. When COVID hit around the world, how many of you had a COVID backup plan? I don't think many had. Probably safe to say 99.99999% of people did not have a COVID backup plan because we didn't know it was going to hit. We didn't know it was going to hit. There's a lot of things we don't know it's going to hit, and they hit, and then we don't have a backup plan, and it messes up so many different things, right? It ruins our thought process. It ruins our journey, if you would, right? And so that can apply in a lot of areas in our lives: health, finances, right? Business. So you may be in a situation where you're set with your job. You're actually good. Everything's awesome, right? And you're not even thinking backup plan. Well, I can absolutely certainly say I can say with certainty. This is what I wanted to say. I can say with certainty that most of us have heard of an unfortunate story of someone that they were doing great at their profession, and one something happened, a bad accident, and they weren't able to do what they normally do, and they had to completely change, and things changed for them in their lives. We all know those stories. We all know those stories, right? And most of them don't have a backup plan, right? So, like I have talked about it before, God doesn't restrict but redirects, right? So it's kind of nice to have a backup plan, and I share that with you because I've I come from the corporate world, um, 38 jobs, 10 industries. So I've done a few things, and I can tell you, 9 out of 10 times, I never had a backup plan, and kind of sucks because if and a backup plan, it could be a side business, it could be, hey, you have investments, it could be you have a good, healthy 401k or a good plan for yourself, right? Life insurance, what have you, right? It could be that. It's a plan B, just in case kind of thing, umbrella, right? So I haven't had those plan Bs in my life a lot. And, the phone thing was like, right? But hey, you may be thinking to yourself today, hey, that's a good idea. Maybe I should like look at some of the stuff that's out there and see, hey, maybe I could create a little side income, a little side hustle, side money, whatever you want to call it. Call it a plan B. That's why I call it side gig Sean, right? Because most of the folks that I work with have a full time job or two jobs. One person has three jobs. These people are amazing, and yet they still are trying very hard, working very hard to create that side income, that get that plan B going, right? So if you're in a situation today, well, maybe this live touched your heart. Maybe this live made you think, right? Maybe you're like, yeah, you know what? I do. Things are great, awesome. I have a good job. I have this, I have that, but I don't have a actual plan B. Let me look at some stuff. If you're in that category and you're open to that, hit me up. That's what I do all day, every day. So hit me up. Jenny, what's going on? And I will share with you what I do. And hey, it may be a fit for you, it may not be a fit for you. Who knows? Who knows? But you can check it out. Like I said, having a backup plan, having a plan B is not going to hurt you. It's never going to hurt you to have a plan B, right? Unless that plan B completely goes against your purpose, right? So if your plan B is completely against your purpose, yes, in that case, it will harm you. But in most situations, I can say that your plan B is just probably right along your purpose. And if you don't know your purpose, then this may be a good way to check this route out and say, hey, maybe this is my purpose, right? So a plan B is not going to ever hurt you unless it's really chaotic and it's going against your MVPs, your morals, values, principles. And I'm praying that if it does, you're not going to go with that plan B, right? That is not going to be a plan B of your choice. So be very conscious of that. So hopefully you guys got some love, some inspiration. So again, apologize. I just got my phone back a couple hours, maybe about 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago, 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago. And it's still downloading stuff. Unbelievable. And so if I haven't got back to you, I will, I promise. And I appreciate all the prayers and all the love you guys are giving me. Keep them coming. And with that, I hope you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value from this. I appreciate you guys. Drop your thoughts, your comments, your feedback below. Let this feed grow. And yeah, if you feel like this is worthy of sharing, do what you got to do. Spread the love. With that, I am Sean Azimi with Sidekick Sean and sidekickshawn.com. And I help folks create a side income using social media. Signing off until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Much love.